Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Good to see you again today. So we are back to the altered book. As a reminder, this was last week's or last video's. So today I want to work on this page spread, obviously the next one, and the page here with these are going to be a pocket here and a pocket here. This idea is inspired by something that I saw Tanya from Tatty Treasure do. She did a botanical altered book, and she did like a file folder type page, which I thought was really clever. So I want to do my version of that. So I've got this brown packing paper. I don't have any craft paper, so I'm thinking this will do me just fine. I've got plenty of it, so this would have been just used for, well, packing paper. And I'm thinking this will act as like a craft folder. I think I'll do it this side because there's some nice ridges in it, which looks quite interesting. The only issue is that we'll have this crease. So how should I do this then? So I want to have brown paper here, here and here. So I think the easiest thing will be to just start at the back, I think. Let's just see what happens, shall we? We're experimenting again today. So I'm just going to use my ruler to get a nice straight edge. Okay. And actually just going to give it a straight edge all the way around. And I'm hoping that the glue will flatten the crease that we've got in the paper where it's been, folded up and that. Okay, so how far does this pocket come over? So we don't actually need to see too much of this in the back, so that should be plenty. And if we get it stuck down really well, then it won't interfere with any of the pockets or anything. It's that, I think that edge is straighter. Yeah. So I hope you're all doing well. Thanks again for joining me and keeping me company as I experiment with this whole project. I am taking inspiration from things that I see. So for example, this one I saw Tanya do. But for the most part, I've just been experimenting with, what I want to see in the book. And so far, touch wood, everything seems to be going quite well. In terms of I'm happy with the pages and the pages feel strong, because that's always the worry when you start ripping stuff out of books and you think, oh, am I gonna make this weak? But actually you'll be surprised when you start gluing your papers in and using the glues and things. It's really surprising. It's really surprised me as to how much it has made the book stronger from what it felt like before. It's really strange, and it's one of those things where you just have to try it and see for yourself before you can fully appreciate me saying that, I think. Because you probably you might not believe it, but trust me, it really does feel good. And we're getting some interesting pages because you can just change it up as you go along, Okay, so we have that. Yeah. I think this is how Tanya did it. Have to see, won't we? If not, it would just be a good way to use this brown packing paper. Which I know we're all looking for ways that we can, make things well, recycle things. Obviously that's what we love about this, isn't it? Oh, I'm just jammering. My usual, I'm excited, so I'm just talking nonsense. So I'm going to leave a bit of the book page showing, I think. Or should I? Yeah, I will leave some of the book page showing because I'm kind of thinking, and I think Tanya even said this, you could almost like pretend that it's files that you've got in the file folder. Ish. I'm sure it will all come together. Okay. And yeah, I was right, the glue does mean that the creases in the paper go away, which is fabulous. So I hope you've been enjoying this project. I am filming slightly ahead, so if you've been telling me that you like it, then great, I'm glad to hear it. If you've been telling me you hate it, then oof, well, I'm going to keep doing the videos, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm really enjoying this project, just for something different, and oops, just going to put that there so I can glue it properly. And yeah, it's just another challenge and a fun one, a fun challenge. So if you've been, you know, if you've had it on your list to do an altered book for a while and you've not done it, because I had an altered book on my list for over a year before actually doing this now. So if you've been putting it off for whatever reason, then well, now's the time to do it. Come join me. And yeah, have some fun. Okay, right, so we need another strip, so let me just pop some bits off the way. There we go. Right, oh, I'm all in the muddle. Just gonna, it's all sellotaped, so I'm just trying to get that. There we go. All right. Okay. So we'll go there, and I'm just keeping an eye on where my spine is so that I don't put, you know, too much pressure on it. But this is really thin paper anyway, so it's not like using thick craft paper or something. Is that too long? Yes. Okay. Just neaten that up a bit. There we go. So we're in September now, and well, the rain has started, which I'm glad about, to be honest. It's been absolutely torrential downpour and storms and the like, but I'm glad about it in a way because the leaves and the trees and it needed it. We've had a very, very dry summer, you know, compared to what the UK is used to. So to have it rain again is just, to be honest, it's a good thing, and I rejoice in it. Others maybe not so much, and probably I'd be moaning about it if I got caught in it, but watching it from the warmth and dry indoors is fine. But oh, I didn't ink this one, did I? Oh, goodness. That's me thinking about the rain. Oh, I'm going to get all gluey fingers now. Okay, right. Going in. Oh, getting glue everywhere. Well, this one's gone a little bit short, hasn't it? That's me not concentrating on what I'm doing. Thinking about the rain outside. Okay, just a bit more glue there. I'm trying to be really thin with the collal because it has a tendency to seep through thin paper. And I obviously don't want that to happen because it doesn't look nice when it does. Okay, oops. Just a bit more there. It's my tissue. Okay. So yeah, we went a little bit short on that one, which is typical because it's the one in the front, but does it matter? Nah. We'll make it work, won't we? Right, let's just get a little bit of glue in the corners. Okay. So I'll probably do the usual and just hit pause whilst I get all the edges glued down. And I need to get my stencil out. And I need to figure out how we're going to do the tabs, which I think I might do with some scrapbooking paper. But I need to see if I've got something that will go with the craft brown. So I shall be right back. Okay, I've gone in with the extra gluing. As you can see, I changed my mind. I wasn't liking how it was looking with all of that brown. So I'm actually going to use this piece in the back here, because I'm also going to use this same paper on this side, so I feel like that might reflect quite nicely that way. So I'm going to have, basically this is a folder, this is a folder, and then this is just inside. That's what I'm thinking of going with. Hopefully it will look good when we're done. Okay, so let's slip that in. Just need to take off that edge. Okay. It's okay to change our minds. Just sometimes, you know, when you sort of get things down, then you think, it didn't quite look like it did in my head. And it's just a case of us changing it up as we like. There we go. So I'll get that glued down. And then I was thinking, again, I changed my mind. I wasn't such a big fan of the text showing after all. But I'm thinking I might actually use some washi tape. Partly because I can, but also just I feel like I need to put some of my own spin and my own take on this. And as the people who know me will know, part of that is sparkle. And I want to start bringing in some reds and oranges as well. I'm not ready to go all red and orange yet, but because I want the next, basically I was looking to have 3 pages or 3 double spreads in like the browns and greens associated with autumn, and then the other 3 pages be more like the reds and the oranges where the season has moved on and we're moving towards winter and we're getting, yeah, those deeper colours. So that's what I'm thinking, but I don't want it to just suddenly be reds and oranges like straight away, because I feel like that would be quite jarring. So what I would like instead is to start bringing in some reds and oranges gradually, and then we can go all in. Okay, so that's that glued down. So let's see how we, oh yeah, I'm much happier with that now. And I went for this paper because there's writing on it and there's like document creases, so I felt like that was quite fitting for being inside a file folder. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to turn this around, and before we glue down the pockets, I just want to have a think about this. I've got this really nice washi tape, and I'm thinking, would it be really extra to use it? And the answer is probably yes. But I think I'm going to do it. In fact, I'm doing it because I am sticking it right the way down. Just trim those edges. Yep, I just had that thought once again. Did I click play? Am I recording? Oh, obviously I can see that I am, but oh, that momentary thought of, or did I though? Did I click record? Right, so let's do that. So just, sorry if you can see the top of my head, just want to make sure I'm getting in the edges. Yeah, I think I prefer that than the text edge. So we'll do that on this one as well. And we bring in some gold and we bring in some of those reds and oranges I was just talking about, which I'm happy with. Feels so weird though to be crafting with these colours just yet, because it is a little bit early, I suppose. You know, from what I can see out of the window type of a thing. Now, is it too much to have it times 2? Like, do we just want it on 1? Let's just see. No, it would look weird to have it as 1. It probably looks too much to have it on both, but you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. And it will be to some people's cup of tea, but not everyone's, and that's fine. Is it to my cup of tea? Yes, I think so. Golden sparkle, why not? Right, let's do that. I think I'll always be wanting to bring in the golds and sparkle. I'm never going to change in that respect. What was it I said once? I'm like a magpie. I really do get attracted to sparkly things. But don't worry, I'm not a kleptophobe like a kleptomaniac like magpies are. Okay. Right, I'm happy with that. And then we've got some red leaves on the back here. So I'm cool with that. So we want to think about getting some tabs in to be like the file folder. So I've got some offcuts of Tim Holtz, which I thought might work. Because I don't have any like craft paper, and I didn't want it to look weird if it's a slightly different colour. So what I'm thinking is we could use, I was thinking about these, let me just cut this one off. Maybe that, or the alternative is this yellow, which has got writing on it. I'm just going to cut off a piece of this and then we can decide which one we like. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So if I just trying to decide which one I prefer. Thinking maybe this one, simply because I can get two tabs out of this, I think. So if I'm just going to chop it in half. I don't know if this is how Tanya did it, I'm just kind of making it up now, but I'm going to put words on them as well. I don't know if I should have it come in a bit more. Because with Tanya she had 3 file folders, so she had like d, and d. But obviously I've only got 2 file folders. Changing my mind again. I found just this plain buff brown thing. I don't even know where it came from. So I'm thinking it's not quite the same colour as the craft paper, but we're going to, well, I've just inked over it, and then I'm thinking once we put the words on, because this was the type of thing that I was thinking, I think it's okay. So I'm probably going to go with that. But I want to do the stenciling first of all. I've got my tea stain teacup stencil. So I just want to do that first. You're only going to see a little bit of it, but I just think this would look cool. Get some splodges in whilst we're here. And let's go with a little splodge just there. Okay, and then let's go with slightly different tea ring. Let's go with this one. Like that. And some splodges and more splodges, and I'm getting carried away again. Okay, I think that's probably plenty. Put it away, Justine, before you cover the entire book with it. I just love that. I love that stencil so much. Okay, so that's what we've got. And then, so we want to turn these into tab shapes. And I don't know if it's going to be enough just to round the corners. I know that won't look exactly like a file folder, but I kind of don't really want to be messing around with, I don't know, I just feel like this might be easier basically. So just rounding those corners best I can. Best get a move on though, because I wanted to do this page as well, but I suppose that one is mainly just decorating, isn't it? Okay, I think that's fine. So we'll have this one in there. Right, let's do the same thing. Such a small piece of paper, which is why I'm struggling a little bit. There we go. I don't do fiddly. Okay, so something like that. I'm liking it, I definitely am. Okay, so let me just move those little bits out of the way. Right, I need to choose the words. So I really like bracken. So my thoughts for this was, I wanted it to be like if you were going to collect samples from your nature walks in this sort of time of year, you would sort of put your samples or your notes about bracken in that file folder, and about either lichen or toadstools in this folder. Or I had fungi as well, actually. Let me just check. No, because I want it to be the same. It was a different font, so I don't want that one. I would quite like to use a mushroom on this page, I think. But I quite like lichen, just because I think it's probably because it feels less like not everyone knows what a lichen is, whereas everyone knows what a toadstool is. And I don't want them to, I don't want you to focus on toadstool and forget about bracken. That's a really weird thing. But that is how my brain works, so I'm sharing it. Okay, so we need to get this in the right place to have enough room for the word. I don't know whether to have it in the middle or have it off to one side, because obviously the word isn't as long as the tab. Or I could have it, no, I want them both sides, I think. Oh my goodness me, it's the smallest of decisions and I can't decide. Maybe I'll just go in the middle then. Yeah, we'll just go with the middle. Keep it simple. Right, did I ink this one? Yes. So I'm going to get these stuck down so that I can get the placement right of where we're going to have the tab. So right, I'm going to put some glue on this. Oops. Okay. So let's see, how big a tab do we want? Let's go with that. Oops. And then I can just move the tab around depending on how big I want it to be. Yeah, like that. There we go. I'm really I think I said it last time, but I really am enjoying this project. It's just, yeah, so different and just, yeah, a lot of fun. And it's like you get to focus on just decorating the pages. You don't have to worry about like the mechanics of the book, apart from obviously at the beginning you have to, you know, rip out the pages and stuff. But you know, I don't have to bind anything, and just sort of, I guess from that perspective it feels quite different and interesting. Right, so how are we going to do this? I want to connect these to the pocket, I think. So how best to do this then? We want it here. So if I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom. Okay, oops. A bit more glue. I think I can go up a bit higher. Okay. I don't think this is how Tanya did it, by the way. So if you haven't caught her altered book series, then do check it out, because she had some really great ideas. And I'm not very good at following instructions, so I'm just kind of making it up now. But I think it's looking good. Okay, and a bit more glue. About there. Oops. How's that? Yeah, I like that. Right, so now we can glue these up, can't we? There's nothing else to do at this point, apart from obviously decorate up the file folders. So, just like last time, we are going to use the Fabri-Tac, and we're going to put some glue in the spine bit, a thin bead. Just to give that a bit of strength there. And come along here. Okay, that's pocket number 1. Just need to, I think when you're gluing pockets you're supposed to lift it up technically, but I don't know, my book seems to be laying really quite flat. At the moment anyway, maybe it gets harder as you go along. Okay, and then do the same thing. I hope I'm in a shot. I realise I haven't looked up at the camera to see if you can even see this. Oh, you can. Perfect. Okay. You always get that feeling of just like You can see this, right? You know what I'm doing. Okay. Just feeling around to make sure I haven't got any like glue blobs in the wrong place. So yeah, I think that's nice and interesting. So I don't need to do any more here. This is just a nice big pocket, and here. But I do want to put some decoration here. But I'm going to start looking at the other page before I do that, because obviously I want the pages, because they're next to each other, I want them to go, you know. So we're going to use this. This is the other side of this one, so I feel like hopefully, fingers crossed, the pages will look cohesive enough to be next to each other. So sort of, I think that's the biggest learning curve for me in all of this is that it's that mentality of making them go together. I find that a little bit tricky, but I think that's just because it is very different from, you know, what I'm used to. Okay, so I want this section, I think, or is it going to be too, I don't know if it's too matchy. But then you still get part of it, don't you? So tell you what, I'll cut it this side like that. Okay. I mean, we're gonna put stuff on this anyway, really, let's be honest. Starting to get the hiccups. Right, so we have that, and then I want to keep this splodge, so I'm gonna take it from the top. There we go. Yeah, I do think a double page spread per video is probably plenty, to be honest. Ooh, I think I want to bring this one in just a tad more, so I'm going to use the trimmer just because I only want to take off a teensy bit, so I want to make sure that I don't ruin the paper. Okay, and we can ink this one and get that stuck down, and then we have the fun job of deciding what we're going to have on it. I'm still thinking about that fox from the last time. I would like to start bringing in some animals, and I would like to have some mushrooms as well. I don't want just, you know, the focus to be all on leaves. Right. It's funny, I felt really apprehensive on the first page, but you gain confidence, don't you? That's something that I found is, you know, gaining the confidence is because it's a new challenge, and I feel like I am gaining the confidence with each page. Actually, I feel like I'm less apprehensive. And you know, I'm less dilly-dally because I'm not quite so worried anymore. Obviously I still want to take my time with things and be happy with what I end up with, but yeah, I'm not as cautious, I think is the word I'm looking for. I think it's because it's been a long time since I've had that feeling of you know, when you first start making a journal, you make your first journal, or even your first bit of ephemera, and it's nerve-wracking, isn't it? Because you know you want to do a good job in that, and you know you don't want to like rip things or whatever. It's been a long time since I had that feeling, because obviously I started making journals a year ago, and even though I still do and ah, and I'm still learning, making journals themselves, like the actual process of building a journal, is not like, I'm comfortable with that, like comfortable enough with that now. But this I'm getting more comfortable as I go, but initially I was like, oh goodness me, this is different, but in a good way. It's different in a good way, because I'm really enjoying it. And I'm glad that I did through the seasons, because it means that I can just work on it here and there and build it up and not have it look samey, because I feel like it could end up being samey for me, because I might end up just sort of doing the same thing over and over again, and I don't really want to do that. I do want to show different ideas and just try different things. Now normally at this point I would pause whilst doing the intricate gluing, and I realised I was just nattering away. But I don't think most of you wouldn't mind, I don't think. Oops. What did I say about glue and ink everywhere? Right, we are down. So what on earth are we going to put on these pages as proper decoration? So let me, I'm just going to hit pause and I'm going to wash my hands actually, because I'm getting all gluey and I really don't like the feeling. So I'll be back in 2 secs. So I was just having a root around. I've got this tray that I use to help me organise bits and bobs. So I've got leaves and mushrooms and what's the word? They're not animals, they're like plants and fungi and stuff. Here are the animals. Here are like words and sort of wordish type things, labels. And then this is stickers and clusters and just type of a thing. So I'm just having a root around, and I think I'm going to use this sticker, because this one, it's got the right colours, reds and browns, and it's about pine cones. And I feel like because this is all like file foldy, I think that would work quite well. So here's hoping like I can undo this sticker. I really wish I had done this on pause now, but I wanted to explain my thinking. I'm gonna have to pause, aren't I? Oh, oh, I see it, I see it. Oh, I'm so close to getting this thing off. Right, okay, pausing. Okay, I've got the sticker down. I always struggle with stickers. I was just, oops, sorry. I was just grunging it up so it didn't sort of stick out too much. Like a sore thumb, you know, that old saying. So I think, isn't it funny? I still feel like it's missing something. Thing is, I don't want to put like a word on it, because we've got the words on the tabs, but I'm just going to keep going, and maybe I will think of something whilst I'm getting these bits down. So I've got this cut from a book. It's like a, well, it's like, it is like a tree with fungi coming out of it. And I'm going to put a bird in the tree, and of course, if there's ever a choice, how can you not use a cute little owl sitting in the tree? Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to do that. I wanted to use the fox, but I think because this is all like bracken and pine cones and all like planty, I guess, for want of a better word, I felt like the fox isn't ready to come out just yet, sad face. I will use that fox. I've got a badger and a rabbit. I've got hedgehogs. I've got all these animals I want to use, but I ran out of pages. Okay. And I think you could probably get away with journaling on this page. But you've also got, you know, 2 journal cards, large journal cards to go in there. So I think it's enough journaling space. Okay, that's down. Right, let's grab our owl. I just love it. I love working with these. I just love working with nature themes. I just do. I just do. Right, I'm gonna pop him there, and I think he perches in the tree just fine. Okay. I don't know if, just bring him down a bit. There we go. Bring him down a little bit. Make sure both of his feet are on the tree. And then, yeah, this is from my printout. As I mentioned on my Buy Me a Coffee, I've got some phrases and words, autumn and fall, that I've put up as a freebie on my Buy Me a Coffee. Because I'm using the sheet, so I figured I just typed up a load of things that I wanted to use, phrases and things. And we're going to go with that. Right. Is it missing anything? You can always add to it later if we want. I'm just I'm doing that thing where I take a sit back in my chair, and I'll just have a look at it as a piece and decide whether I'm happy or not. And I think so. As a whole look, I think it works really nice. Plenty of space to journal. We've got the 2 pockets. I'm just looking here, and if this was spring, I would like add a butterfly, but I can't because it's autumn. What I can do potentially is I've got little what are they called? I've forgotten the name. Oh, pine cones. I've got little pine cones, which I could potentially add. I think I've got a couple of little ones in here somewhere. Bear with me. Just on the off chance that finishes it off. Let me just see if I can find them, because I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's the other one. That's an acorn, isn't it? I've got an acorn and a pine cone, and I've got the other acorn there. Right. Let's just see if we want that just to go in the corner. I've also got the little acorns from the dies as well. Kind of like this page, but I don't know if I want it as big as that. Just gonna see. I know these don't really go together, but I'm kind of going with the idea that maybe you're collecting samples or little bits. Just gonna try an acorn. No, I think the colours are not quite right. I prefer, because this is from a book, like it's an illustration, I feel like these want to be as well. Just don't know if it's, I don't know if it's quite right. Maybe it doesn't need it. As I said, if this was a oh, I so want to get my butterflies out, but I know I can't. I've got Sorry, let me just have a look again. I've got leaf. I know, another leaf, but let me just see, because that's not right. It needs to be small. If I've got a small leaf in here, then that could be what we want. Let me just see. Or a sticker. I've got, well actually that might be a good shout. I've got leaf stickers in here as well. I keep forgetting about my stickers. I always go for the fussy cuts. Just seeing if I've got something that okay, let's just try one of those, and if this isn't right then I'll leave it and I can always come back to it. Needs to be one that sort of is able to hang upside down, I think, which as a sticker probably looks a bit silly. One last try. Oh yeah, I suppose that needs to go that way, doesn't it? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I think I'll just have to leave it. And sometimes you'll come back to it and it will suddenly feel right. Or you'll come back to it and think, oh no, I will add something. Like, as I say, I could have used a word, but yeah, it's not right. It's not right. I don't want to give up though. I always have that feeling that I don't like to leave the page until I'm like 100% happy. But I think that it will just have to be that, because I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong. I don't know why I'm fussing, because I do really like it. So I'm going to leave it as that, and you know, maybe when we come to do the ephemera, because I have to remember things are going to go in these pockets, and maybe then I'll either feel differently about it and want to add more, or I will, you know, leave it as that. Anyway, I will leave it there. Sorry if the ending of that dragged on a bit. I just wanted to be sure, but at least you saw my little organisation system. I'm definitely going to use that for every project going forwards, because it's been really handy. I'm really liking it. Different from what I had in my head, as always, but in a good way, in the sense of it is coming together. So obviously I want it to morph colours wise, so we've brought in some reds and some oranges, and the gold orange there as well. So over the next page, I originally said that I was going to have a top loading pocket here, but I think I've changed my mind, because I actually want to do something cool with like a window cutout. If I can bring myself to take myself out of my comfort zone and try it. But so I'm thinking now we're in a position where we can go orange and gold, orange and red type of a thing next time. So stay tuned for that. I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much for keeping me company, and I hope to see you on the next video. For now though, have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll speak soon. Bye bye for now.